Hi, my name is Richard Lavoie, and I'm going to be talking about traffic control. In my presentation, I'm going to discuss several types of issues that creep up once in a while when it comes to traffic control. Okay, first of all, in BC, there was an experienced worker who was struck by a motorist and was killed. The driver was charged with involuntary manslaughter. Under the Traffic Control Act of BC, it is punishable by law as a maximum of $2,000 fine. The driver in this case was charged with a paltry $1,500. Pretty deplorable considering all the traffic controls were in place. Quick facts. Between 2009 and 2011, four workers died, and 15 workers were seriously injured while trying to control traffic at a road work projects in Alberta. And in 2012, a small town named Marathon east of Thunder Bay, there was an escaped convict from a minimum security facility who stole a car and was on the run from the provincial police. During his run, he passed through a small hamlet. This small hamlet, where the large amount of road construction was in progress. On either side of the section of the roadway were involved, there were two traffic control persons making sure that workers in the vehicle traffic was safe from harm. This was where the trouble began. The driver of the stolen vehicle ignored and disregarded any construction signage posted. Traveling at a high rate of speed, he struck the traffic control person, and the driver then ditched the vehicle and headed into the bush. The worker was killed instantly. The sad part of the story is that the worker was a summer student just trying to earn enough money for college tuition. The other side of this story, he was the only child of the town mayor. How do we feel when we hear of horror stories like these, to which types of situations can be totally avoided? The student was trained as per the Ontario Traffic Act. He was instructed using the Traffic Manual Book 7. But when we are deemed competent to get our driver's license, we too are trained. But are we competent? This 321-page manual is a comprehensive guide to help instruct new and experienced workers to become flaggers on any construction project. I know this because I was training young workers on my construction sites using the Book 7 outline. The Ministry of Labour in Ontario, as well as other provinces, do require the flaggers undergo this 8-hour course. This deems them competent enough to go get the experience they will need to work at this position. The reason for the Book 7 is to keep all traffic control situations across Ontario the same across Ontario, and keeping the traffic control components the same. Creates consistency across the construction industry. The traffic control plan outlines, goes over several parts. The first one being provides information and guidance. It promotes uniformity of the traffic applications. To use universal signage of the Ontario Highway Traffic Control Act to supply a safe passage through construction zones. And the main reason, safety for the workers, pedestrians, and the motorists. Okay, the largest factor in the incidences in every industry is competency and experience, and that's what these outlines in the Traffic Control Act plan do. In the Traffic Control Plan outline, there's 84 different traffic scenarios. One example of this is a scenario where one lane traffic is closed and traffic is delineated. This means that it is diverted over to the opposing traffic. This is where the plan comes into play. The plan outlines the correct signage and the spacing between the signs. And these traffic control plans have their own distinct use of speed control and usage of cones and barrels and barricades. These items covered in the traffic control plan allows the construction crews to set up temporary condition with the concrete plan as to the setup and disassembly of the plan. The setup deals with everything from the advance warning signs, as you can see on the board, and to be used in the traffic flow directional devices. These devices can range from anything from orange cones to tiger barrels. The use of the signs, lights for longer projects is also quite common. The light signage and traffic control devices and traffic control plans are consistently the same across Ontario. There is a legitimate there is legitimate reason for the traffic control plans as outlined in Book 7. They are used to help keep the public, vehicle traffic, and most commonly of all, the workers doing the road construction from danger. Safety is the key, allowing for some of the security for the workers to perform their tasks. Okay, and remember, when they're doing their tasks, they should always be doing a traffic control pre-plan first. Always determine the type of control plan you're going to use based on the scope of work that you're going to conduct on the roadway. The worst feeling in the world is to hear that a vehicle has breached a traffic stop. When this occurs, everyone gets nervous. The mind's not on task anymore, and the mind becomes on safety. The poor traffic control person then loses their sense of comfort level, and most persons need to get out of the situation immediately while they got control of themselves. All they can do is get out, at the time of the breach, is to get out of the way and report the violator. For the purpose of this presentation, we will be looking at temporary traffic control TL20A. If you look at the conditions, you can see that this plan includes everything from the signage, the needed to use, everything needed to execute the work safely. The plan includes all signs, as you can see here on the device, on the plan, on the devices used to conduct the execute the temporary condition chosen. The temporary condition takes into consideration the scope of the work needed to be conducted and allowing for that particular plan to work. Whenever there is any work proceeds on a project, the supervisor should do a pre-task assessment and communicate all plans, including this, to the workers involved. That way the supervisor can at least do his due diligence and legal obligations to keep their workers safe from harm as reasonably as possible. The key component to the whole plan is to have competent flaggers conducting traffic control plan. Most of you might never encounter the need to have traffic control, but I'll bet 100% of us have driven through traffic control zones. And if you look, it's pretty visible. I don't know how people can miss that. But I will say one thing, some of you have also disregarded traffic control devices through not paying attention or being distracted. And some of you have deliberately blown through controls because they are impatient or in a hurry. The thing to remember is that these controls are in place so that the lives that are at stake are safe. Remember the poor guy, the poor kid who just wanted to make some college money? And the fine for violating a traffic control condition workplace is very, very low. To go over a few of these fines, okay, in Ontario it's $150 to $300 and 3 demerit points. And that's for failing to obey a stop sign, traffic control stop sign, or a slow sign, traffic signal, light or railroad crossing, or a school crossing stop sign. To me, that's not enough. There should be higher fines. In Alberta, failure to obey traffic control device is $172 and 33 demerit points. And if you're following too close, it's $172 for demerit points. And failure to stop at red lights, it's only $287 and 3 demerit points. So you get just as less demerit points if you go through a traffic light where you could kill somebody. And they're all the same. In BC, disobeying traffic control devices is $121 and 2 demerit points, and disobeying a flagger is $196 and 2 demerit points. Causing death is a maximum of $2,000. Now take all this and think it through, and if you think about the poor family that's out their kid, and all of us deserve to go to work and drive in a safe environment and come home safely at the end of the day. Thank you very much.